may remember, Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
And understand the lesson of the Gospel of Luke. Because right now, each of us has an opportunity to make a difference. In this moment, our country is at a crossroads. And where we go from here is up to us, as Americans and as people of faith. And now we ask a question. We face this question. What kind of country do we want to live in? A country of chaos, fear, and hate, or a country of freedom, compassion, and justice? And let us recognize that when we shine the light in moments of darkness, it will guide our feet into the path of peace. And let us remember that while weeping may endure for a night, joy cometh in the morning.
Amen. Okay, so does anybody have anything to say what happened in that whole situation from the first clip to the second clip? Not everybody went.
I feel like she wanted to get a moment for like a soundbite attention for her to say, "Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. Go to the rally down the street. That's a smaller rally." You know, that to me, that's a knock at Trump, because he's always talking about the sizes of her rallies. So to me, it just seemed like she wanted to get a soundbite. Another part of that is the second clip. She's at a church preaching, which if you are awake, you can see that, to me, in my opinion, she just comes off as very inauthentic. She's not authentic in who she is. And people can see that and people can feel that. And people wonder why African Americans are moving away from the Democratic Party, because people can see that Kamala she doesn't come off as an authentic person, and people can see it, people can feel it, and it just comes off as she's just fake to me.
Anybody think she's fake? Anybody else have a little fakeness?
I think she's 1000% fake.
Yeah.
I know people in Jamaica who's very familiar with the family.
Meaning?
Her entire background. Everything you see from Kamala's background is fake.
So is she not from Jamaica? Like,
no, she's from.
We trying to know.
She's from Jamaica, but she's not. Her ancestors is really from. Her ancestors are really Irish. They migrated to Jamaica to partake in the slave trade.
Okay.
They own sugar plantations. Hamilton Brown is like her ancestor. He's a slaver.
So she don't have no black in her?
Candace Owens did like 9-10 episodes diving deep into her ancestry. Sure. And yeah, and she posted like all the evidence that she found as well for people to look at, but like she did a deep dive into it. And it's kind of hard not to at least have your mind be like, okay, something's going on here. Something's not right. Yes. I think she's very fake. I think in the first clip, it really kind of just damaged her because, for one, she didn't attend the Catholic event. And then right after that, she makes this, she's trying to be funny, kind of like Trump is, but she did it in the wrong way. And in this way, she alienated an entire group of people, whether she meant to or not. And then I feel like she tried to recover with that, with going to the church and then trying to, I don't know, to me, act as if she's suddenly like very holy and spiritual, like all this time. And I feel like this is kind of like the first time she's really even deep dived at all into her faith or anything like that. And she won't say God, she not out loud. And she just has this, when she talks about it, when she did her speech at the church, it felt more written than like from the heart, like she actually believes it. And like I said, I don't know her personally, so I could be completely wrong in this, but I think that her biggest issue is the fact that she comes off as disingenuous. So
who y'all think is faker, Kamala or Trump?
Kamala.
Ding, 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 ding. There you go. That's the news.
Come on, man. Kamala.
Trump's dramatic. No, I wouldn't say Trump's fake. I'd say he's very dramatic. But he's not fake.
Kamala's diabolical, man.
I think Trump is like the definition of fake. And I think it's rich to say, oh, Kamala doesn't come off as a Christian when Donald Trump is the opposition. And secondly, if we're going to talk about Candace Owens, Candace Owens got fired for spreading fake news and then got demonetized for spreading fake news again. So I would never encourage anybody to listen to Candace Owens as like the beacon of truth.
How do you know why she got fired? Who told you that? Or did you just assume?
Ben Shapiro, her boss, that fired her.
Well, let me
her boss told you why she got fired.
He released several videos and challenged her to a debate on the merits of the things she said, and said that what she was saying was false, and challenged her to a debate, and she never showed.
Well, just because she got fired and just because someone said that what she said is false doesn't mean that it's false. And also, anybody can say something is false until you actually dive in and do your own research. No one really knows. So Candace actually did research on it. So anybody can say, yeah, her research is false. She's spreading conspiracy theories or misinformation. But who are you going to listen to? That's up to you.
Listen to the boss that fired her.
But just because her boss fired her doesn't mean that what she said isn't true.
Just because she did the investigation of what she thought was true doesn't mean it's true either. So any statement that you make towards Kamala, the same statement can go towards Trump. So
you're absolutely correct, which is why you should do your own research.
Well, that's why I said that it should at least make your pause.
Wait, let me
done the research yourself.
That's why I said she posted the documents that she found, and you should at least take a minute to think about the things that she is saying and kind of consider, is something off here or something not right with the situation. I'm not saying you should just believe it just because she said it. That goes to the same thing with Ben Shapiro. Just because Ben Shapiro says something from his perspective doesn't mean that's how it went. There's a side A, a side B, and then there's a real side. So
how are you able to make an educated guess based on the things that you just said? Because we're in an era of AI. So anything that she could have put up there could have been doctored, could have been AI. If you physically didn't do the research on her background and don't have your own dissertation or cited work, then the answer that you're giving is just an opinion. It's not facts.
That goes.
Can I ask a question?
That can be said for every conversation and everything that we talk about.
That's correct, and I'm here for it because I'm about
based off of her mother,
not assumptions.
Based off of her mother, because as we know, her mother was a single mother. Looking at her, looking at their background, do we really think that Kamala was raised in a Black church? Keep it 1,000.
Absolutely not.
And furthermore, why are we acting like we don't know? She has faked every single aspect of herself since she has started running
1,000%
for vice president with Joe Biden.
Wait, did she say she was raised in a Black church?
That's what she said on the pulpit.
Oh, that's what she said?
Did she fake
every Sunday? I don't think the whole clip that you just played.
No, it was
played a lot of it, but no, she added extra context. Every Sunday, they would go to church. They would go down to the basement and eat Sunday dinner at the church. And When, Kamala, your mother is an Indian woman.
Also, Trey.
Your father, you never talk about him. We know he's a Marxist. Do Marxists and Christians even have the same ideologies?
I was going to get to that.
Do y'all do this same research for Trump? Because I never hear you compare the two, right? If we're voting,
Trump is not an Indian woman.
But
why are we talking about Trump? We're talking about an Indian
outwardly white.
Y'all like to go back to the color.
He's outwardly white. He doesn't lie about his race.
And you suffer from self-hate. But the question that was talked about was based on the fact of the words that was stated at the rally. And if you listen to when it happened, those words came out when she talked about abortion, when she talked about Roe versus Wade. I'm gonna need y'all to go back to
But
elementary
she's in a
school
pulpit.
where there is context clues that you missed before y'all make disrespectful statements on my soon-to-be president of the United States of America.
Can anybody? Can anybody?
Question, and then when you do it, I'm gonna need you to spin the block and do the same comparison to Trump, because no one will ever.
No. Why can we never have a conversation about Kamala Harris without adding?
Because you have two people running
for
presidency and you only dog one.
It's an A versus B comparison.
No, this conversation is not about Trump. Trump was not in that highlight that you just showed.
Because the show never shows Trump highlights.
Trump is not running off of being. Trump is not running off of being a black president.
We don't know that Kamala is a black man.
Wait.
Hold on, y'all. We gotta do one mic though. But I do agree with Jamisha. These topics were definitely, I picked them out, granted. But I think we're so focused on finding stuff wrong with Kamala. 100%. We don't find nothing wrong with Trump.
Exactly.
And
there's plenty wrong with Trump.
Hold on, I'm not saying Trump is wrong.
We already know that.
Let me just say this.
Exactly.
For me personally, I find something wrong with both of them, because I think both of them have issues. Mm-hmm. Both of them are idiots. But with that being said, your question was about
20 years of experience. She's a graduate from Harvard. You definitely should watch your mouth when you talk about her. That's self-hate. How is she an idiot?
She smashed.
I don't identify as an Indian woman.
She has a degree in her experience. How is she an idiot if she's vice president of the United States, which is the second highest position?
How did she get there? How did she get there?
Y'all can have your own opinion. Y'all should have a little bit of respect, especially being a black woman.
She's not a black woman.
You're a black woman.
What's going on, friends?
I don't even got my baby clip. I deleted it by accident, so I don't got the baby.
I'll let you finish because
we gotta do one mic. Jamisha, you do have a point. We gotta do one mic, then you can go. So Val first, then Jamisha, because I can't hear all y'all's points. They can't hear it in the goo either. Not the goo. I'm in the.
Thank you. I appreciate it. My point is that you asked a question about Kamala. So that's why we were answering about Kamala. The question wasn't about Donald Trump. So that's why we were answering and making comments about Kamala. If you want to pose a question about Donald Trump, I'm sure we all can find some issues with Donald Trump as well.
For calling someone an idiot, you can't pronounce her name. It's Kamala. Kamala.
So Kamala's a Hindu name.
Wait, Jamisha gotta go first. Hold on, Jamisha. Val, you muted now. Val, you muted yourself.
Kamala's even a Hindu name.
She sounds very hostile, and sound like she's taking it personal. It's okay. Calm down.
Kamala. I've been saying it wrong too. My bad, y'all. Kamala. Jamisha, do you want to rebuttal?
We know who you're talking about.
Yes, I think the important matter is at the end of the day, she's still a woman, and we get up here and have these conversations. You could be as disrespectful as you want, but to call somebody out their name, to not bring to the facts that there are two people running for this position to hold the highest power in the United States of America, she's the only one that gets dragged. The same stuff that you talk about with her, you never come up and pull up about Trump. The shit that Trump does is egregious, but y'all sit up here and act like he doesn't do anything. And I just want to remind y'all, at the end of the day, everybody up here is a person of color, and you should be ashamed of yourself when you continue to judge this woman on what you think she is or what she ain't is. None of that matters when it comes to the position that she's running for.
I know.
None of that matters when it's the seat. It's the work that she does, no matter what color she is, because we done sat here with presidents have been white across the board, which is no representation of any of us. It's okay. But y'all have a lot of self-hate when you disrespect this woman and don't give her respect for the work and the history and the information that she. Come on.
You said no matter what color she is, but then you just said we all self-hate ourselves because
you do.
You just said we all self-hate.
You do.
How do we self-hate ourselves?
because she's a person of color. You're still a
What does
person
that have
of
to do with
color.
us?
That doesn't mean anything. That's being racist in your own mind. You're being
That's the
racist.
problem. That's not me being racist.
Wait, but Jamisha, do you think
you are, because you want us to vote on based on?
I never said
color.
to vote any certain way. I'm telling you to put some respect on her name, like y'all have some common sense. The word idiot is disrespectful to a woman that is the vice president of the United States of America. Calling someone an idiot who's graduated from Harvard is mad disrespectful. Calling someone an idiot that's a senator that has a law degree is crazy. Just because you only have associates or whatever you have, a GED, don't disrespect my vice president. Let's come correct.
Jamisha, do you care about the amount of children and women that have been raped, kidnapped, stolen at the border because of Kamala? The little girls that have been getting murdered because of the criminals that have not been being vetted because of Kamala. Why are we so focused on her skin color? She has so much blood on her hands. And I do not identify with the Indian woman. I'm not an Indian woman.
But
Black woman.
You come with the same narrative, and every time. Didn't last week y'all got educated on the responsibilities of a VP? Go ahead and go back and read that, right?
From
so
Anton.
then at the same time, here we go. President Trump was president for 4 years. Why don't y'all check and balance what he did and didn't do?
Did you vote for Kamala Harris to be the Democratic representation for president?
What I did is I voted for Biden.
Did you vote for Kamala Harris to be the Democratic nominee this term? Yes or no? No, you did not. Nobody did. Y'all are forced.
She didn't get nominated
to
defend
defend
her.
her.
She didn't get nominated.
They put her there. Y'all are forced to defend her. Y'all did not choose. Y'all did not have a choice.
Again,
it's absurd. Y'all are sitting here defending a woman who does not have y'all best interest in her.
Molly,
sorry, she does not.
Molly, would you say the same about Trump?
I'm with you, Molly.
I'm not talking about Trump. No,
I know, because it's convenient for you. Because it's convenient for you.
No, the conversation is Kamala Harris.
It always is about Kamala
after
Harris
rejecting Jesus.
It always is about Kamala.
Well, that's what
because it is about Kamala. Read the highlight. Read the title.
Let me ask you a question. What do y'all really know about Kamala Harris? Because I know a family personally that her family enslaved.
Well, we know Jamisha doesn't know anything about Kamala because she keeps saying she graduated from Harvard when she graduated from Howard.
Exactly.
She went to Howard, not Harvard.
HBCU.
You're gone. You're done. Get her out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
That's my bad. Two H's.
Secondly, I just want to point out too that I was the one that called
up here and Howard's down here.
I just want to point out that I wasn't the one that called Kamala an idiot, but then you went out of your way to insult my education after you just said we shouldn't insult a woman of color who's a woman's education.
I insulted everybody's education.
No, you specifically said your little masters or you said your little associates or GED. That's what you said.
Right. I'm talking to everybody.
No, you was directed at me.
I have more than a little associate,
but I'm directing it to everybody.
Back to the question, though, that was originally stated, I think for me, it's more about who comes across as genuine and disingenuine. I don't think Trump has ever hid who he is. He's very be it an asshole, be it a blunt person, be it a businessman. Kamala, she just come across really, really fake. And in the second, where she was in the church, the second clip, like it almost sounded like to me she was reading some literature out of a book that maybe we had to read in 8th grade sometime somewhere, because it sounded like very storybook or novelish. It didn't sound like no kind of spirituality was infused in that text, in that comment or anything like that. So if that's not where her arena is and she's not comfortable, then she probably doesn't need to show up there, because I haven't seen too many clips of Trump being in the church trying to talk to the people.
Kamala knows absolutely nothing about being in a black church. So it's all fake.
She just don't come across genuine, like, you know. And as far as her accomplishments and her educations, I mean, we know
Kamala knows absolutely nothing about being in a black church.
So she might have book sense, but I think she's demonstrated that her. She doesn't.
I challenge anybody to show me a history of Kamala being in a black church prior to this election.
Y'all think Trump is genuine?
Yeah. I don't know how we can say that Kamala is disingenuous when Trump is saying that people are eating dogs. like the level is like you guys want to handle Trump with kid gloves. He said they're eating dogs, they're eating cats, they're eating the pets.
But that's still
bro, that's what they was reporting in Ohio at the time.
To that comment, because if we're going to say that Trump is an asshole, that comment is an asshole comment. So that still speaks to his character. Kamala goes, she changes her accent.
No, but that's a liar. That's a liar. She lied when he said that.
Kamala is a liar.
Then perfect.
She came out the gate lying, saying she was black.
Then why are you complaining about Kamala being a liar when Trump's a liar too?
Stop bringing Trump.
I'm not complaining about it.
Holly, I know I know these facts are true.
Listen.
I'm sorry.
We gotta do one mic, though. We gotta do one mic.
Listen, anytime you completely lying about your entire background, your entire history, and your entire identity, that's a totally different ball game than somebody saying, "Oh, they're eating dogs," because that's what they was reporting on TV and on social media. Kamala's entire background, I can give y'all her entire lineage right now.